Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Super cyclonic storm Ompun makes landfall over West Bengal coast near Sundarbans. Over 5 lakh people in West Bengal and more than 1,58,000 in Odisha evacuated. Cabinet approves Atmanirbhar Bharat package for free food grains to migrants for 2 months. Additional funding of up to 3 lakh crore rupees cleared to help eligible MSMEs. Government gives nod for formalization of micro food processing enterprises in unorganized sector. Cabinet approves specified domicile criterion for employment to all posts in Jammu and Kashmir. Recovery rate of COVID-19 patients improves to 39.62%. And domestic flights to resume from the 25th of May. The super cyclonic storm Ompun has made landfall over West Bengal coast near Sundarbans. The landfall process of Northwest Bay of Bengal commenced this afternoon and it will continue for a few more hours. Lakh of people have been evacuated to safety from the coastal areas of West Bengal and Odisha. Director General of India Meteorological Department IMD Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra said South and North 24 Parganas will witness lull as eye of cyclone will pass through. Dr. Mahapatra said maximum wind speed of 155 to 165 km per hour is expected in South and North 24 Parganas and in East Mednipur districts. He said wind speed in Kolkata and adjoining districts likely to be 110 to 120 km per hour and damage is expected there.
साउथ नॉर्थ 24 परगना और ईस्ट मिदनापुर में जो पहले से ज्यादा असर होने के लिए हम उम्मीद किए थे, इसके साथ साथ हावड़ा, हुगली और कोलकाता में भी जो पूर्वानुमान किए थे वो भी होने वाला है। जब साउथ और नॉर्थ 24 परगना और ईस्ट मिदनापुर में अभी ऑलरेडी वेरी स्ट्रांग विंड शुरू हो गया है। रिपोर्ट मिल रहा है कि विंड स्पीड लगभग 160 kmph के आसपास वहां हो सकता है। हमारा उम्मीद ये है कि जब ये कोलकाता के पास आएंगे वहां भी कोलकाता, हुगली और हावड़ा वगैरह डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में विंड स्पीड 110 से 120 और गस्टिनेस में 135 किलोमीटर प्रति घंटा हो सकता है।
The IMD DG said the cyclone will continue to affect Bhadrak and Baleswar in Odisha for about 3 more hours, after which Odisha will not have any damaging impact. Dr. Mahapatra said the forecast of the cyclone Ompun by IMD was accurate. He informed that India is also issuing cyclone warning to Bangladesh. Director General of the National Disaster Response Force NDRF S.N. Pradhan said a close watch has been kept over cyclone Ompun and the situation is transforming fast. Mr. Pradhan said NDRF teams have been deployed on the ground. 20 teams in Odisha deployed on ground and 19 teams in West Bengal, including 2 on standby.
दोनों राज्यों को मिलाते हुए कुल 41 टीमों का प्लेसमेंट है। अभी तक 20 टीमें जो उड़ीसा में लगी हुई थी, टीमें जो रिजर्व में भी थी वो भी अब ग्राउंड पर आ गई हैं। रिजर्व में कुछ नहीं रखा गया क्योंकि अब काम का समय आ गया और इवैक्यूएशन का समय हो चला था, इसलिए उसमें लगाया गया था। 19 टीमें वेस्ट बंगाल में लगी हुई हैं और 2 टीमें स्टैंड बाय में है। 2 में से और एक टीम कलकत्ता में बुलाया गया है क्योंकि कलकत्ता जो अर्बन एरिया है उसमें उनको लगाया गया है।
Mr. Pradhan said NDRF is not dependent on any communication system as it is having wireless and satellite communication. He said NDRF commandants are in coordination with the state authorities. The NDRF DG said more than 5 lakh people have been evacuated in West Bengal and over 1,58,000 people in Odisha. He said all NDRF teams are in action in cyclone area and road clearance and restoration work has begun.
ऑलरेडी रेस्टोरेशन का काम शुरू हो गया। ईस्ट मेदिनीपुर रामनगर में तार और पेड़ कटे हुए हैं तो ऑलरेडी रोड क्लियरेंस का काम एनडीआरएफ शुरू कर चुकी है। ये साइक्लोन शेल्टर्स में और गांव में जाकर जो भी सुविधा देने का काम इंक्लूडिंग सेविंग ऑफ कैटल एंड रीसेटलिंग कैटल आल्सो इज बीइंग हेल्प्ड बाय द एनडीआरएफ। अभी भी प्रचार प्रसार और इवैक्यूएशन का काम कहीं कहीं पर जारी है।
Under the influence of the cyclone, 7 coastal districts of West Bengal, including Kolkata, are experiencing heavy rains accompanied with high-speed wind. According to preliminary information, 3 persons died of rain-related incidents so far. Damage of standing crops and properties have also been reported from several areas. Our correspondent has filed this report.
The fury of devastation is unthinkable. In Kolkata, many trees and electricity pillars have been uprooted. Breach of river embankments have also been reported from various areas of Sundarbans, Sagar Island, Kakdeep, Namkhana in South 24 Parganas, Hingalganj and Bashirhat in North 24 Parganas district. Large number of mud houses have also been damaged in different districts. Water level of different rivers are at spate. Electricity connections have been snapped in many areas. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is monitoring the situation from the state headquarters. Arijit Chakraborty, AIR News, Kolkata.
Super cyclone Ompun has left a mark of destruction in the 4 coastal districts of Odisha as it triggered heavy rainfall with a strong wind while moving towards the West Bengal coast. The state government has asked to submit a report on damage to the district collectors of the concerned districts. A report.
Approaching cyclone Amphan left a mark of destruction in Odisha as it triggered heavy rainfall with the strong wind while moving towards the West Bengal coast. In view of Amphan, 12 districts of Odisha have been put on alert. Heavy to heavy rain and winds are being experienced in Jagatsinghpur, Bhadrak, Kendrapada and Baleshwar districts. Power infrastructure also suffered damage following strong wind. The state government sought reports from district collectors on damage due to Amphan. Meanwhile, cutting up, uprooting trees in Jagatsinghpur, Kendrapada, Baleshwar and Bhadrak districts have already begun to clear the roads. A total of 36 teams of the NDRF and ODRAF are on the ground to provide humanitarian assistance and to undertake relief and rescue operation. Nitish Singh Rathore, AIR News, Cuttack.
In wake of super cyclone Ompun, Bangladesh's weather department has warned that low-lying areas of coastal districts of Satkhira, Khulna, Bagherhat, Bhola, Bodishal, Noakhali, Chattogram among others, and the offshore islands are likely to be inundated by storm surge of 10 to 15 feet height above normal astronomical tide. The government said that it has evacuated more than 2 million people to safety from the vulnerable areas. The cabinet today gave its ex-post facto approval to the Atmanirbhar Bharat package for allocation of food grains from the central pool to approximately 8 crore migrants. 5 kg per person per month for 2 months, that is May and June 2020, will be given to migrants free of cost. It would entail an estimated food subsidy of about 2,982 crore rupees. The cabinet also decided to bear the expenditure towards intra-state transportation and handling charges and dealers' margin, about 127.25 crore, which will be borne fully by the central government. Accordingly, the total subsidy from the Government of India is estimated at about 3,109 crore rupees. The allocation will ease the hardships faced by migrant and stranded migrants due to economic disruption caused by COVID-19.
The Cabinet today also gave its approval to a new centrally sponsored scheme named Scheme for Formalization of Micro-Food Processing Enterprises for the Unorganized Sector on All India basis with an outlay of 10,000 crore rupees. The expenditure will be shared by Centre and the states in ratio of 60 to 40. The objectives of the scheme is to increase in access to finance by micro-food processing units, increase in revenues of target enterprises, and enhanced compliance with food quality and safety standards. The Cabinet has also approved additional funding of up to 3 lakh crore rupees through introducing of Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, ECLGS. The Guaranteed Emergency Credit Line GECL facility to help eligible micro, small and medium enterprises MSME borrowers, including interested Mudra borrowers. Cabinet also decided 100% credit guarantee coverage by National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company Limited NCGTC to member lending institutions MLIs. For this purpose, a corpus of 41,600 crore rupees shall be provided by central government, spread over the current and the next 3 financial years.
The government has also approved extension of Pradhan Mantri Vay Vandana Yojana for the welfare of and to enable old age income security for senior citizens. The scheme has been extended up to 31st of March 2023 for further period of 3 years beyond 31st March 2020. The Cabinet to allow initially an assured rate of return of 7.40% per annum for the year 2020-21 per annum and thereafter to be reset every year. The Cabinet cleared the proposal of the Ministry of Finance to launch a new special liquidity scheme for non-banking financial companies, NBFCs, and housing finance companies, HFCs, to improve liquidity position of the NBFCs or HFCs. The direct financial implication for the government is 5 crore rupees, which may be the equity contribution to the Special Purpose Vehicle, SPV.
In other major decisions, the government has approved Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. The scheme aims to bring about blue revolution through sustainable and responsible development of fisheries section in the country. It will be implemented at a total investment of over 20,000 crore rupees. The cabinet also gave its ex-post facto approval for the Jammu and Kashmir Adaptation of State Laws Second Order 2020 issued under Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Act 2019. This order has further modified the applicability of domicile conditions to all level of jobs in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. This order will apply the specified domicile criterion for employment to all posts in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
It has also approved the sovereign portfolio guarantee of up to 20% of the first loss for purchase of bonds or commercial papers with a rating of AA and below. It includes unrated paper with original or initial maturity of up to 1 year issued by NBFCs or MFCs or microfinance institutions, by public sector banks through an extension of the Partial Credit Guarantee Scheme, PCGS. The Cabinet also approved modification in the existing PCGS on purchase of pooled assets, increasing its coverage by making NBFCs or HFCs reported under SMA1 category on technical reasons alone during the last 1 year period prior to 1st August 2018 eligible. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs CCEA today approved a methodology for auction of coal and lignite mines or blocks for sale of coal or lignite on revenue sharing basis and increasing the tenure of coking coal linkage. This methodology provides that bid parameter will be on revenue sharing basis.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has urged industry to plan for engaging labour with a more professional approach and engage in skilling. Speaking at an interaction through video conferencing with Confederation of India Industry, CII, Ms. Sitharaman stressed that the government trusts industry fully and comprehensively. She said industry needs to reset its relations with worker and plan for labour including unskilled labour. 15th Finance Commission has reconvened its high-level group on health sector. This decision comes in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic and the necessity to formulate the way ahead to handle similar health challenges in the country. The high-level group will review its original recommendations in the context of the current COVID-19 pandemic. It will also reassess the requirement of health manpower and estimated requirement of resources for the next 5 years in the country. The Finance Commission, with its reconvened high-level group on health sector, will hold a meeting tomorrow through video conferencing.
Minister of Finance has released over 5,005 crore rupees as first installment of untied basic grants in advance for non-million plus cities to 28 states of the country for the year 2020-21. Non-million plus city refers to the city having less than 1 million population. Office of the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in a tweet said the grant will provide the states with vital financial resources at a time when the country is facing the critical time. The Urban Local Bodies grant was released to the state governments following the recommendation of the 15th Finance Commission.
This is All India Radio and you are listening to the evening news. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Super cyclonic storm Ompun makes landfall over West Bengal coast near Sundarbans. Over 5 lakh people in West Bengal and more than 1,58,000 in Odisha evacuated. Cabinet approves Atmanirbhar Bharat package for free food grains to migrants for 2 months. Additional funding of up to 3 lakh crore rupees cleared to help eligible MSMEs. Government gives nod for formalization of micro-food processing enterprises in unorganized sector. Cabinet approves specified domicile criterion for employment to all posts in Jammu and Kashmir. Recovery rate of COVID-19 patients improves to 39.62%. And domestic flights to resume from 25th of May. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri today announced that domestic civil aviation operations will recommence in a calibrated manner from the 25th of this month. In a tweet, Mr. Puri said all airports and air carriers have been informed to be ready for operations from Monday. He said standard operating procedures for passenger movement are also being separately issued by the Ministry of Civil Aviation. More from a correspondent.
Exactly 2 months after the government imposed a nationwide lockdown to curb the spread of novel coronavirus, the domestic flight operations are set to resume again. All scheduled commercial passenger flights have been suspended in the country since 25th March. However, cargo flights and special flights to repatriate Indian citizens are in operation during the lockdown period. Earlier this month, in a communication, the Airports Authority of India, AAI, had asked all airports to be prepared to handle flight operations. Railways has already started operations with special trains, and with the recommencing of flight operations, commuting will be easier for people. Anupam Mishra, AI News, Delhi.
Indian Railways have transported more than 23.5 lakh passengers to the home states through Shramik special trains in the last 20 days. Indian Railways has decided to operate Shramik special trains from the 1st of this month, following the Home Ministry's direction.
Participating in our phone-in special discussion program Samvad, a senior official from Railways has said that 100 pairs of new non-AC trains will be operated from 1st of June. He said these trains will cover all the major stations of the states.
1 जून से ये निर्णय लिया गया है कि हम 100 पेयर्स ऑफ ट्रेन, 100 मतलब आना और जाना मिला के देखें तो 200 ट्रेन 1 जून से हम चलाने जा रहे हैं और ये ट्रेनें हमारी नॉन एसी रहेंगी, मुख्यतः एसी भी कुछ हो सकता है इसमें, और ये सभी राज्यों के मेजर जितने स्टेशन हैं सभी स्टेशनों को कनेक्ट करेगी और ये उसी तरह की ट्रेनें होंगी जैसे कि नॉर्मल ट्रेन चलती हैं, बट इनको हमने स्पेशल ट्रेन नाम दिया है.
The senior official said limited counter facilities are available for Divyangs and patients for ticket reservation. The total number of active COVID-19 cases in the country stands at 61,149. Briefing media in New Delhi, Health Ministry officials said 42,298 people have recovered. He said when lockdown started, the recovery rate was 7.1% and now it has improved to 39.62%.
जब हमने लॉकडाउन स्टार्ट किया था तो हमारे यहाँ पर रिकवरी रेट अराउंड 7.1% था. जो हमारा क्लिनिकल मैनेजमेंट है, जो भी पॉजिटिव केस है उस पर हम एफर्ट करें तो हमने देखा कि यह रिकवरी रेट सेकेंड लॉकडाउन जब हमारा शुरू हुआ तो 11.42% के करीब था. धीरे धीरे बढ़ते हुए वह 26.59% हुआ और आज हम पाते हैं कि अराउंड 39.62%, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 40% लोग जो कि कोविड पॉजिटिव पाए गए वह रिकवर हो चुके हैं.
The official said 62 people per lakh population of the world have been infected by COVID-19, while India, the figure is just 7.9 COVID-19 cases per lakh population. He said figures in 10 most infected countries range from 115 to 496.
Official of the Indian Council of Medical Research said 25.36 lakh COVID-19 tests have been done till noon today. He said yesterday, for the second time, more than 1 lakh tests were done within a span of 24 hours. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan participated in the Non-Aligned Movement NAM Health Ministers meeting through video conferencing today. The meeting was chaired by Health Minister of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Oktay Shiraliyev. The health ministers of participating NAM countries expressed their concern at the global threat posed by COVID-19 and resolved to fight it with proper preparedness and greater national, regional and international collaboration.
The Home Ministry has allowed Central Board of Secondary Education, Indian Certificate of Secondary Education and other state education boards to conduct the Class 10th and 12th board exams amidst the lockdown. In a letter written to Chief Secretaries, Union Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla has asked states and union territories to facilitate movement of students through bus, keeping in view the nationwide lockdown. However, he also informed that no examination centre will be permitted in the containment zones. In Rajasthan, over 2,54,000 samples were tested for COVID-19, out of which 5,952 have been found positive. In all, 946 migrants have tested positive so far. The number of active cases in the state counts to 2,436, while 3,373 people have been cured. State Health Minister Dr. Raghu Sharma has said that the recovery rate of COVID-19 in the state is 57%, which is the highest across the country.
Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has said that quarantine arrangements should be improved in the districts where the number of migrants is high. He said that migrants returning from other states must be quarantined. The Chief Minister has also instructed to improve all necessary facilities at the quarantine centers. Meanwhile, Additional Chief Secretary of the Industries Department, Dr. Subodh Agrawal, today reviewed the arrangements for the flight which are scheduled to land at Jaipur Airport under the Vande Bharat mission. He told that 14 flights are scheduled to reach Jaipur in the coming days. About 2,000 people of the state are expected to come from different countries. District administration has identified the hotels where these migrants will be quarantined on their own expenses. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Maharashtra government today said that 1,500 state government employees will be deployed across 93 police stations in Mumbai. These employees will not only assist the overburdened police personnel in preparing list of migrants who wish to return home, but will also be involved in other routine administrative work as well. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Even as the state continues to battle high coronavirus numbers, the issue of migrant labourers crowding railway stations is keeping the government on its toes. After hundreds of migrants gathered at Palghar station today, State Home Minister issued an appeal stating that migrants must not believe in rumours, adding that only those people who get a call from the state authorities will be allowed to board the train. Maharashtra has the highest number of coronavirus cases in the country. With shootings and production work lying shut since last 2 months, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today said that filming and other related activities can be allowed provided the industry offers a proposal assuring that social distancing and sanitization guidelines will be followed. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Tamil Nadu, 743 people were confirmed COVID-19 positive today, taking the total to 13,191. The case load in Chennai has crossed the 8,000 mark with 557 new patients. On the other hand, a record 987 patients were discharged today, leaving the active case load at 7,219. 3 patients died of the disease, taking the fatalities to 87. We have a report.
The city civic body in Chennai has decided to deploy 2,500 more field workers in about 2,000 hut-manned areas as COVID-19 case loads in the pockets are significantly more. They will be monitoring the health conditions of the people and create awareness about safety protocols. Meanwhile, the Tamil Nadu government has told the Madras High Court it has so far sent back about 1,800,000 guest labourers to their home states so far, and the process is still continuing. Hearing a petition on early repatriation of those who want to return, it has said the Shramik Express train fare is being borne by itself. The court has directed the state and the centre to submit a detailed reply by next Tuesday. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
As part of the Vande Bharat mission, Indian nationals from London reached Kerala this morning. 8 more flights are scheduled to arrive in Kerala today from United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Philippines and Russia. More from our correspondent.
Flights from Manila and Dubai will be arriving in Kochi today in few hours. Flight from Kuwait carrying 166 passengers and flight from Russia carrying 106 passengers is scheduled to arrive in Thiruvananthapuram in a short while. 2 flights each from Riyadh and Muscat will be arriving in Kannur soon, and flights from Salalah and Muscat will also be reaching Kozhikode today night. A total of over 1,000 expatriates will be arriving in Kerala today. Meanwhile, 24 more COVID positive cases were confirmed in Kerala today, taking the total number of active cases in the state to 161. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that the situation is getting serious and more restrictions will be made in containment zones. He said that the safety of the returnees and the people at large will remain the priority. Mayusha for AIR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
Under the Vande Bharat mission, 9 flights took off today from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Kuwait and Qatar to India. Approximately 1,500 distressed and stranded Indians were flown back to the country on these special flights.
The first flight under the Vande Bharat mission from Nepal brought back 165 stranded Indians today. The Air India special flight from Kathmandu landed at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport this afternoon. Medical screening of all the passengers was done in Kathmandu and only asymptomatic were allowed to board the aircraft. In Nepal, the number of COVID-19 cases has reached to 427 after 25 more persons tested positive today. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, new patients are from 3 to 48 years of age and the condition is normal. There are 380 active cases in Nepal, while 45 patients have recovered. 2 persons lost their lives due to coronavirus so far. Out of 77 districts of Nepal, 38 have been affected by the coronavirus.
In Jammu and Kashmir, Arun Kotwal is working as a labourer on the Shiva Sharanain Link Road at Doda in Jammu Division after work was started following relaxations in the fourth phase of the national lockdown. He has thanked the UT administration and the government for resuming work.
मेरा नाम अरुण कोतवाल है। मैं गांव ब्लासो में रहता हूँ। तो मैं गवर्नमेंट का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ जो काम जो खोला हुआ है। तो इससे यहाँ के लड़के हैं या बाहर के जो भी काम कर रहे हैं तो उनको रोजगार मिल रहा है। यहाँ पे आके अपना काम चल रहा है बहुत अच्छे से। हम भी दिहाड़ी मजदूर हमें काम छोड़ के यहाँ पे अभी बंद है सब कुछ। अपने गाँव में अब रोजगार कमा रहे हैं यहाँ पर बैठ के। सरकार का हम धन्यवाद करते हैं कि काम दिया हमें यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छा।
Veteran singer and actress Salma Agha has appealed to the people for helping the needy rather than indulging in extravagant shopping this Eid. Talking to AIR News, Ms. Agha said the country is passing through a tough time and all the Indians should stand with each other.
I have a request for all the AIR News listeners. Please, this Eid and Ramzan, give out as much charity as possible. Please come together and make a decision that we won't do any new shopping, won't buy anything new, don't go buy new clothes. Think of the unfortunate people, thirst, disease, all sorts of human pain at the moment. Celebration is never as important as giving and sympathizing with other people. Be a wonderful part of this community. It's our land, it's our motherland, and at the moment, if the country needs you and its different communities need you, stand up for them. We all belong to each other, stand united, stand for India, stand for each other.
In a series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Uma Kumar, head of Rheumatology Department AIMS, suggested to the people to follow social distancing, hand hygiene and cough etiquettes.
Only thing which helps is social distancing or physical distancing. Along with it, you have like hand hygiene, washing your hands very frequently, and cough etiquettes like while coughing or sneezing, just cover your face and nose. Use tissue paper or cloth, or if you don't have anything, you can just cough into your elbows. So third thing is using the face mask. For a general public, you can use cotton face mask, and then they have to be very positive. Don't give up, and surely we'll conquer over this virus.
In Assam, 367,000 families got wage-based jobs in the state since 24th of April under Panchayat and Rural Development Department. Talking to AIR, Commissioner of the Department, Hemant Das said 29 crore rupees have been given to them during this period, which would certainly boost rural economy. He said that instruction has been given to issue job card to people who are coming from outside within 7 days and also work within 15 days under MG Narega scheme.
New Delhi today said the official map of Nepal released by Government of Nepal includes parts of Indian territory. In response to media queries on the issue, the official spokesman Anurag Srivastava said this unilateral act is not based on historical facts and evidence. It is contrary to the bilateral understanding to resolve the outstanding boundary issues through diplomatic dialogue. He said such artificial enlargement of territorial claims will not be accepted by India. The spokesman said Nepal is well aware of India's consistent position on this matter and urged the government of Nepal to refrain from such unjustified cartographic assertion and respect India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. He expressed the hope that the Nepalese leadership will create a positive atmosphere for diplomatic dialogue to resolve the outstanding boundary issues.
Delhi Development Authority DDA has decided to open its sports complexes and golf courses from tomorrow with restrictions on social distancing norms in view of COVID-19 pandemic. The timings for sports complexes will be from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Persons above 65 years of age, children below 10 years of age and persons suffering from chronic disease will be prohibited entry to sports complexes and golf courses. The facilities which will be open for members are tennis, badminton, table tennis, golf, driving range, shooting range, archery, walking and jogging tracks. Sports complexes will allot slots for members with timings for each facility which has been opened. The members have to install Arogya Setu app on the mobile and show the same at the entrance of the complex. DDA said that face masks and gloves are compulsory for the members. And now, before we end, the headlines once again. Super cyclonic storm Ompun makes landfall over West Bengal coast near Sundarbans. Over 5 lakh people in West Bengal and more than 1,58,000 in Odisha evacuated. Cabinet approves Atmanirbhar Bharat package for free food grains to migrants for 2 months. Additional funding of up to 3 lakh crore rupees cleared to help eligible MSMEs. Government gives nod for formalization of micro-food processing enterprises in unorganized sector. Cabinet approves specified domicile criterion for employment to all posts in Jammu and Kashmir. Recovery rate of COVID-19 patients improves to 39.62% and domestic flights to resume from 25th of May. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that we end the evening news.